It is the Chennai Blitz, the Kochi Blue Spikers.
അതിശക്തമായ ഒരു അറ്റാക്ക്.
जय बात चल क्या रहा है यहाँ पर.
கச்சிதமா முடிச்சிட்டாங்க. டீமுக்கு முயற்சி எடுத்திருக்கு.
एक्साइटमेंट अपने चरम पे है.
Lots of color, lots of flavor on offer for you on what is day 6 of season 3 of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. We're coming to you live from the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium in Chennai. It's the home team, the Chennai Blitz, versus the team from Kerala, the Kochi Blue Spikers. It is match number 9. Expect some fireworks on what's going to be a thriller second Tuesday night. And on this Tuesday evening, I've got to people who've been very, very busy while they spend time in Chennai. The man on the extreme left of your screen, Louis Lett, has been busy savouring the culinary delights of Chennai.
Manish, you know fair well that one of my favourite things about India is the cuisine. The spicier the better down south, and lucky I've got the stomach of a lion.
And that's how you roar in the commentary box, don't you, Louis?
Sometimes.
Right. And the only lady on this show for now has been busy figuring ways to look more fashionable, have you?
Well, I had to go and do a bit of shopping because we have these fancy new shirts. I thought I needed some new shoes to go with them, so a little pop of color there to go with it.
A lady who stands at 6'4" has added 3 more inches. Please feel free to stand next to me wherever we go.
I'll take these off as soon as we get out of the studio, don't worry.
But they do look good with these lovely shirts that we have, courtesy our wardrobe sponsors, Indian Terrain. So thank you very much, Indian Terrain. And thank you to the league that we get to watch such great games every night at the league. Now, what's coming up? It's a sudden battle. It is Chennai versus Kochi. Chennai lost their first game to Ahmedabad, won their second game against the Blackhawks Hyderabad, 0-3, 3-0 those scores respectively. Now, the one thing that worked in that win was their defense. More of the same tonight as well?
I think for Chennai, that's what they're going to be hoping for. They had a fantastic second match defensively, and they had to bounce back, right? They had that 3-0 loss in the first match against Ahmedabad. So we saw 7 blocks from them in the last match. Pretty big improvement. 2 of them coming from Akeen, 3 from Leia. Akeen was our game changer as well. So I think one of the big parts about this strategy for tougher blocking was tougher serving. But my question mark is, did Hyderabad play right into this blocking strength? Because Hyderabad, again, were not the same team we saw last night. Here's what it was looking at, and here you can see exactly why it wasn't working for Hyderabad.
Yeah, I thought they were incredible in that second game and bounced back really strongly as well.
Also on the offense, a lot will rest on young Samir as well. None of us spoke about him before the league started, but with that performance in that last game, clearly he's attracted the spotlight towards him, so need a lot more from Samir for Chennai.
Yeah, we gave him a bit of a hard time after the first game, didn't we? And we gave Chennai a little bit of a hard time. Sorry about that, Samir, because in the second game we thought you were absolutely fantastic. And I think it was a little bit of a domino effect. The pass was much better from Chennai, so it made his job a little bit easier. And the width and the speed of the sets are in a much better place for the hitters as well. I really like him. He's very, very deceptive in what he does. So he holds the middle blocker a little bit longer, and then he can fizz it to the outsides with a little bit of width and speed, but it relies on the pass.
He was a bit more offensive as well. He had 5 attacking points alone. Even that last point, he got that deep tip to the back. That is something we don't see from a lot of setters.
And I think for Indian volleyball, he's great. He can hit with both hands. Okay, he's a great setter, and I think he can be an all-round package as he develops. He's still so young.
Yes, and this team does revolve around their talisman, a man that stands at 6'8". G.S. Akin, someone who comes from a city called Calicut, which is also called the land of volleyball, by the way, in the southern part of Kerala. And here he is, G.S. Akin, talking about the team's tactics and strategy in the days ahead on season 3.
ഓരോ ഗെയിമിനും നമുക്ക് എഗെയിൻസ്റ്റ് കളിക്കുന്ന ടീമിലെ പ്ലെയേഴ്സിൻ്റെ അവരുടെ സ്റ്റൈൽ അനുസരിച്ചാണ് നമ്മുടെ സ്ട്രാറ്റജി നമ്മൾ തയ്യാറാക്കുന്നത്. പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്ത് പോകുന്നതൊന്നും സക്സസ് ആവണമെന്നില്ലല്ലോ. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു പക്ഷേ ആ ഗെയിമിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്ത കാര്യങ്ങൾ നടക്കുന്നില്ല എന്ന് കാണുമ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും കോച്ചിൻ്റെ കയ്യിൽ തന്നെ മറ്റൊരു പ്ലാൻ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. അപ്പം അവർ ഒരു ടൈം ഔട്ടിൻ്റെ സമയത്തോ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് നിർദ്ദേശിക്കുകയും അതിനനുസരിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ഗ്രൗണ്ടിൽ അത് ഇംപ്ലിമെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യും. ഒരുപാടുണ്ട്. കാരണം കോച്ചിന് ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ പുറത്തു നിന്ന് കാണുന്നൊരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അത്രയും എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഉള്ള ആളെയാണ് കോച്ച് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ പുറത്തു നിന്നൊരു കളി കാണുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തിക്ക് അകത്ത് കളിക്കുന്ന നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കാത്ത ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ അവർക്ക് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ അതിലൂടെ അവർ പുറത്ത് നമുക്ക് ടൈം ഔട്ടിൻ്റെ സമയത്ത് കാര്യങ്ങൾ പറഞ്ഞു തരികയും അത് നമുക്ക് കൂടുതലും ഉപയോഗപ്രദം ആവും. എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഉള്ളൊരു കോച്ചാകുമ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും അതായത് കോച്ചിന് പറഞ്ഞു തരാനുള്ള സാഹചര്യം ടൈം ഔട്ടിൻ്റെ സമയത്ത് മാത്രമേ ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുള്ളൂ. അല്ലാതെ കളിയുടെ സമയത്ത് പെട്ടെന്ന് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് ഒരു കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞു തരാൻ സാധിക്കില്ല. കാരണം നമ്മൾ കോർട്ടിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് കളിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു ഇതിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ കോച്ചിന് നോക്കാനുള്ള സമയം കിട്ടുമെങ്കിൽ പോലും അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞിരുന്ന മനസ്സിലാക്കാനുള്ള സമയം ആ ഒരു ഗെയിമിൻ്റെ സമയത്ത് കിട്ടില്ല. അപ്പോൾ അതിനിടയ്ക്കുള്ള ടൈം ഔട്ടിൻ്റെ സമയത്താണ് പുള്ളി കോച്ച് കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തരികയും അത് നമ്മൾ അനുസരിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്നത്.
Yes, GSR can clearly their blockbuster man, but there's another youngster that caught our eye the other night. Dilip with a DHILIP, 24 years of age only, on this big stage for the very first time in his life, in his career. What are the key areas of improvement for that young man?
I think he's got great potential for 2 lakhs or something, what he cost. He wasn't very much in the auction, but he's very, very aggressive. He went for his swings on that right side. The connection with Samir is really important. When Samir doesn't have to set long lines to him and the distance is shorter, he gets the ball in the spot and he can be really, really good. His main areas of improvement for me actually is can he hit a little bit more range? Can he show one thing and hit another? So can he hit cross body? Can he hit away from the body? And again, I'm showing a few demonstrations which aren't that pretty, but I feel that Ahmedabad put in a bit of a better tactical performance than Hyderabad, and that was one of the reasons why he was so successful against Hyderabad as well.
The question though is, will this young brigade led by GS Akin be good enough to trouble the Kochi Blue Spikers, who've lost their only game so far, that Kerala derby that went against them 3-1 the scoreline. But it wasn't such a bad game for Kochi. A few things did go right. Kiso, from you, the game plan for the Kochi Blue Spikers tonight?
Well, already they've shown that they're better than last year. I think that was clear. They won only one set out of the 4, but I think that really doesn't do justice to how good they were. They had Athos, who got 8 points, the Brazilian 35-year-old, who has experience playing in Italy, Portugal, Dubai. He's won the Brazilian League twice. He was the only one to get 2 blocks. Nobody else got any blocks, so that was a sign of dismay for me. Aaron Varghese, 10 points, yes, good sign, but pretty low efficiency. He had 27 attempts.
I'm interested to see if they can use Jan Carroll a little bit more on that right side as well. I think there's a space for him.
And there is space for a lot more drama and intensity in this league because of this brand new format. The DNA has completely changed. Every set, every point will count. It's a best of 5 kind of format. Remember, it's a single round robin format. All teams play each other once, followed by the top 5 teams, the cream of it all, going through to the next stage, followed by the knockouts. All matches best of 5, as I said, and it's a race to 15 points. If scores are level at 14 each, you will need a gap of 2 to win the set. Get 2 points on the points table for winning 3-0 or whatever the scoreline is. And if eventually at the end of the round robin stage, if scores are tied, they will look at things like point difference and score difference. Quick prediction before we go ahead and get ready for the game.
Who's first? It's 4-4,
I think it's 4-4. You go ahead.
I'm going with Chennai 3-1, but I think if Kochi can use the right side, Jan Carroll a little bit more, if they can serve the left-hand side of the Chennai court and make it difficult for Samir to use the middle and the right side, they have a real chance, but tactically they have to be spot on. But Chennai still, just because they're in good form.
Okay, then I guess I'm going Kochi. I think I'm going to go 3-1 Kochi, and I like their chances only because we saw that little bit of spark from them last time, and if they can improve even further, I think Chennai got a little bit lucky with the Hyderabad that they played against in the last squad was not the Hyderabad we saw yesterday. So I'm going to go Kochi 3-1.
If that does happen, Kochi will open their account and they will replace Hyderabad at number 7 on the points table. You will see that if Chennai win, they will go level on points with Ahmedabad. Keep an eye on that set difference number as well. Now Ahmedabad miles away, miles ahead of the rest of the pack with a points difference of 29 and a set difference of 6. So much that rests on gaining momentum now as you go into match number 2 and 3. We're just seconds away from the start of match number 9 on day 6 of season 3. It's the Chennai Blitz, the home team, versus the Kochi Blue Spikers. Live action coming up for all of you from the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium in Chennai. Stay tuned to the Sony Sports Network and on Volleyball World.
Well, it's match 9 from the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. The Chennai Blitz up against the Kochi Blue Spikers in what should be an absolute cracker. Well, as we have a look at the points table, it's Ahmedabad currently leading with 2 wins from 2 matches. Impressive. Chennai are looking to climb the table with another victory here this evening. Kochi are looking for that opening win after losing their opening game to the Calicut Heroes 3-1.
It's a Tuesday evening that promises to be terrific now that I've tuned into RuPay Prime Volleyball League powered by A23. It's time for match number 9. So let's just introduce the teams. First up is a team that didn't have the ideal start to their campaign, did they? But tonight, they're ready for the fight because they are the Kochi Blue Spikers!
Well, here they come, the Kochi Blue Spikers looking for their first win of the tournament. They've got some brand new faces on the team to strengthen from the performance last year, which was subpar, but they have a lot of spark so far. Atos, the Brazilian, coming in and showing up strong on day number 1. Big amount of experience for him, and he's going to need it today against Chennai. Aman, 6 points in the last match. Erin with 10. And Ratish the libero also bringing a lot of years of volleyball under his belt. Let's see what they've got today against Chennai.
They brought the house down last time they took to the court. And they'd be wanting to do the same tonight and spread smiles across the city. Chennai, get ready to welcome your very own Chennai Blitz!
Well, the Chennai Blitz get a hero's welcome at home in this competition this year after finishing in last place in Season 2. There's signs for excitement though, with young Dilip, the 24-year-old on the right side, scoring 8 points in their previous win against the Hyderabad Blackhawks. The jury is still out for Dakshinamurthy's men, having put in one very good performance against a very poor Hyderabad and a poor performance against a very good Ahmedabad defenders. Douglas is starting to grow on the outside, but it's in the middle, Akin and Leah, who pose a real big threat from a point-scoring point of view.
May request everyone please rise for the national anthem. இந்திய நாட்டின் தேசிய கீதத்திற்காக அனைவரையும் எழுந்திருக்குமாறு கேட்டுக்கொள்ளப்படுகிறீர்கள்.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Time now for a Tuesday night thriller. It's match 9 on day 6 of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League powered by A23. The toss happened a little while ago. GS Akin was there, Chennai's talisman. He's their biggest star and he knows what the crowd expects from him as they play on home soil here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium in Chennai. Akin usually smiles, doesn't show any pressure. Here they were, the two captains at the toss. Chennai won the toss and chose to serve first. They will want to set the tone. Remember what happened last night? A great comeback. Gave us a result that most of us didn't expect after 2 sets. But this is what Chennai are going with. Samir and Akin, the key men really that can make things happen.
Yeah, we talked about Samir a little bit in the opener. He's been fantastic in that last match, really coming around. Rahman's going to be on the outside. Leah and Douglas, the two internationals who've been fantastic so far, and Dilip also coming into his own. This Chennai squad, well, they had a great performance, a great back-to-back comeback from that loss against Ahmedabad. So pretty similar lineup that we're seeing there. And the coach talking, Dakshinamurthy talking to us earlier before the match about his service pressure, and what they've been working on in training has been that serve block strategy. It paid off in the second match. Will it pay off again here against Kochi?
Well, if they block well, then the likes of Erin Vergis will be in trouble. Jan Kroll will start as the opposite spiker, the Polish opposite who's played in Plus Liga with some very, very good spikers. Athos Costa, the best efficiency from their previous game, and Abhinav will start in the middle. And there's a start for Lad Vasant as the setter. Aman was a very expensive acquisition for them at the auction. There's the rotation. So there's a couple of changes here for the Kochi Blue Spikers. Well, there's the head coach, Dejan Vulicevic, who spoke before the game and said that, well, he wasn't concerned that they didn't set Jan Carroll very often because they depend on where the opposition blockers are and they go over the top of them.
Interesting change he's made there, though, as well. Jithan in the set last time, now fresh legs. I wonder if that'll make a big difference.
Ajit Kumar Singh, the second referee, alongside Mullah Ilyas Shamim, the man in the hot seat. On the other end of the net, Sakin and Samir. This is a duo. If these two get going in their respective roles, expect a yellow wash from Chennai. If not, well, maybe Kochi will get off the mark as well. Chennai, if they win tonight, they go level on points with the defending champions, the Ahmedabad defenders. And if Kochi win tonight, they will go up to number 7 from where they stand at 8 at this stage. With their opening win, this stage though, they have not been able to open the scoring in this league so far. Only their second game, so maybe Kochi will do what a couple of other teams have done so far, coming to the party in their second game in this league.
One of those teams, Chennai, had a big comeback, also Hyderabad, so I think it's definitely possible we could have spoke too soon on them.
Yes, Hyderabad as well last night. Absolutely sensational finish. Here we go then. Expecting fewer service errors and a lot more of that. That is a booming start. A Dhoom Machao start from the Kochi Blue Spikers. It was Abhinav the middle.
Yeah, beautiful run. Turning the ball that sharply back across the body. It's a RuPay contactless shot, and it's a beautiful start. The pass is in for Kochi, which should open everything up for the foreseeable future.
Poor reception that. Bit of a joust. Chennai will get on the board. A ricochet off that double block there from zone 2. It was Abhinav, and alongside him, the number 4, Erin Vergis.
A good first block, forcing it back on the other side, but Chennai doing a great job to recycle, go again, not really seeming to be phased by that first block.
But it was Jan Kroll, the Polish. Beautifully done. I think Abhinav seems to have found his groove straight away. In the block as well! Abhinav is everywhere! You cannot take him out of the thick of things.
That's a huge improvement already for Kochi. We talked about them having only 2 blocks in the last match. This one, a Cred super block, because that is going absolutely nowhere. The strength of shoulders on that guy.
Yeah, I just love the way he reads the game and gets across there. He goes very early, he knows where it's going, and the press is money.
The double A's, Abhinav. Oh, where did that land? Where did that land?
Oh!
On the line! Straight away, we have an Indian Oil super serve. Kochi are up and away. Well done from Aman, the number 1.
Huge serve right off the bat, and that one between the libero and outside hitter. That's 2 players who should know better than to just turn and watch it hit the line. You've got to get there with your feet, but an excellent start for Kochi.
18 lakhs, this young man, and proving to be worth the money with the early serves. Kochi need a good start, and it's Aman again through the pipe, they've used the middle, they've used the pipe. Kochi look on the absolute money so far.
The AA batteries are working really well. Abhinav and Aman. Wow, Kochi. That's why they call the Spikers. What an incredible swing that was. And that smile.
And I like Kochi using the pipe early, kind of establishing that as part of their offense, because that, for me, was missing a little bit in the last time they were out on court. Well, we already saw one, and it's early days, the Indian Oil Super Serve. Here's what that means. It's a serve that hasn't been touched by any other player, basically an ace, but without any contact from the other side, so it's worth 2 points, and it's exceptional.
Yeah, that was some rip from Aman to really give Kochi the early control here. Got to say the change in center looks like a very good choice at the moment. Using the middle, using the pipe, and sometimes we felt that Kochi left a few positions spare in their first outing. That doesn't look like the case here and now. Dakshinamurti calling a timeout to try and stop this onslaught from Aman. Well, that for me is the Samir and Dilip effect. You can just see Samir really holding the middle, and it's a flip of the wrists to the opposite position from a high spot, and that makes the middle jump with that in because of the setting of Samir. It's really good work, and it gets the one-on-one.
Yeah, we wondered about him in match number 1 because we didn't see that kind of setting, and if we did, it wasn't getting the width, it was not contributing to the kind of attacks that Chennai wants, but that one completely spot on. Better again! The same thing, just rinse and repeat. That quick wrist flip back to the zone 2 spot for Chennai. And A23 super spike because the speed, ball still dying just a little bit inside, but doing a much better job of getting there with the feet, making it really tough on the blockers from Kochi.
Yeah, for me, that's where Ahmedabad just weren't making those mistakes in the block. We spoke about that pre-game in the fact that if they can block position 6, they're going to be okay. They're all at sea here, Kochi. And already we're seeing some great things and some not so great things.
A little bit of confusion there. First of all, over the net. Leia not prepared for that overpass. I'm not sure he even knew that was going over. Gets the contact there. And then just a scramble play by the Kochi boys. That's a great pickup there. Ratish, one of the big pickups for Kochi, coming over from Mumbai. One of the oldest, if not the oldest, player in the league at 43. Still got it though.
Ratish the oldest, Atish the youngest. Boom! It's the number 4, Erin Verghese. Wants to get into the act as well. While the youngsters do their thing, Erin Verghese comes in as well. Very typical Erin Verghese strike that.
Yeah, I just love how long he is in the arms. It gives him the ability to reach high and hit off the top of the hands earlier there. It's a bit of a super strength of Erin, is his length.
Gentle serve. And that spike not so gentle from Dilip. Deadly Dilip. Just detonates that where he wanted to. Gets a touch. Lands outside. Kochi in the lead once again. 6-5 it is in the first.
Yeah, Kochi's still hanging on to this good start they've had, but Chennai showing a little bit more, and they're really overutilizing that zone 2, and until Kochi have a response to it, I think they're just going to continue going there over and over again.
The one thing that would concern me from a Kochi point of view is that the amount of times Dilip's hitting 6 is a lot, and he just did not get away with that against Ahmedabad.
And that's inexperience for you. Getting a bit too excited with the vibe of this court here. The crowd taking him on as well, and so important to stay cool. He's only 24 years of age, Dilip.
Yeah, I have to say, as a former player myself, when you get down there and you're called up to the big leagues for the first time, it can be so overwhelming that all you want to do is perform, and it kind of gets the best of you. We've seen him a bit up and down in that respect.
Not a bad piece of deep. Oh, that has been called already in favor of Chennai, because there was a fault at the net, was there? Kochi don't think there was. Will they review it now?
Atos is saying, I didn't touch the net. But what he did do perhaps is go underneath with his feet. We'll have a little look right
Doesn't look like that.
there.
Oh, there you go. Great
Yeah.
spot.
I think he might have got a touch on the net as well, but either way, if you put your feet over that center line, you can go over it by a little bit, but as soon as the entire foot crosses that line, that's when it's called as a fault.
You thought this is going to be a straight sets win either ways? Think again. We are in for a cracker, possibly a 5-setter, and why not? Bit of a joust, strange looking rally that goes Chennai's way. Kochi have got to stay focused. They had the early psychological advantage. There's been a certain energy about Kochi in the opening few minutes. They've got to keep it going.
I'm trying to spot what exactly went on here because it goes out of camera and you can see Atos falling in the middle. I'm not sure exactly what happened there though.
We're seeing both teams a little bit up and down. Sometimes some brilliant things, and sometimes like the last spit from Chennai was a bit ropey, but nothing ropey about that one. 2 up on the wing.
An Indian youngster and the Colombian senior player combining there, Leah and Samir, giving Chennai the lead. Let's now head into a cool technical timeout. Things are hotting up. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The Kochi Blue Spikers have started with a lot of spice in this game against a team that's playing on home soil. Chennai, meanwhile, have somehow bounced back. They still haven't found their real groove, or asli groove as we say in India. And yet they are in the lead. And a quick look at the RuPay VIP box. The best seats in the house. The second best seats though for us in the English commentary box. My name is Manish Bhattavi and I'm joined by Louis Lett and Key Michael. 8-7 to Chennai in the first. Erwin Varghese never gets it wrong. He is a dynamite from zone 4. Vicious from Varghese. Kochi love him, don't they?
They certainly do, and when you can hit cross body like that, he's worth a lot to them this season. Already a couple of out-of-system rips that he's put away, and that first pass was off the net key. And that's 2 or 3 that from those situations he's turned into points, which is impressive.
Yeah, he's learned his lesson as well, because we've seen those blocks on that replay of Chennai just diving into that cross court. He does not want to get stuff blocked.
That was a bombshell from the Brazilian Douglas Bueno.
Yeah, just tools the outside hand, Douglas. He's somebody who I think has a big role to play. We called him the Pitbull the other evening, didn't we? He gets up and he hammers hard, and his passing stats much better in the second game than in the first, and he's finding his way here. Still would like to see a bit more of the middle though from Chennai.
Doing a good call at the net there, kind of running that defensive strategy. You saw him pushing Akin. Not a lot of people can get away with pushing Akin out of the way.
Chennai had so many chances to kill this one. They took a bit longer than they should have. And looks like after the early hiccups, they're now slowly starting to settle in. I'd still like a little more conviction from them.
Well, I think that's the story, right? That every single team just takes a little while to heat up, and we don't see the best of any team until sort of third set, I'd say, when things really start to come together, and that's when you can see some teams come back or show a little bit of changes. But for me, Chennai's looking really good, and Kochi, you need to find something else.
Well, we speak a lot about what you can do within your control, and I think the defense positioning sometimes for some of these teams is just way too high, and in turn that ball just pinged off of the arms of the defender. I don't know who it was, but has to stay low, stay relaxed.
Well, let's have a look at the A23 top spikers of the league. Got Vinit Kumar there at number 1. Fantastic so far, even though Kolkata have not won a match yet. You got Santosh, Tom Heptonstall, Amit Singh, and Vinit Jerome. So none of these players are on court for either of these two teams. Dilip, however, is sitting at number 8 on that leaderboard.
Just to climb up the ladders. The number 15 on the Chennai side of the court, Leah ready to serve. Erin Bergies is a man that can define this campaign for the Kochi Blue Spikers. A 2-point lead for Chennai. Still no sight of an SBI super point. Straight to Ratish, and then a shot set, a spike that didn't work. Chennai will come again. Akin! Just the kind of ball he likes. I think it was Raman to Akin, and that duo works too.
I can't tell you how good it is for Akin right here. He gets the block, the slow down from the attacker on the other side. Then he gets off the net, gives himself enough space, and then he's winning that battle with angles only.
Yeah, there's a lot of rotating parts that goes into that, and the ability to turn the ball away from the block was the final one due to the amount of good work he'd done in his approach.
In fact, it was Samir and Akin combining on that occasion. Just the perfect lollipop delivery for GS Akin, and he never misses that man on his screen. The talisman of the Chennai Blitz. They are ready to serve again. A 3-point lead to Chennai. What's happened to Kochi? If suddenly Preston Shrewsbury... Oh! On the line! Leah races it for an Indian Oil super serve. That was a meteor from the Blitz. That's what we call a service blitzkrieg. Yellow fever.
Leah, incredible serve to the corner, but did you see how the blockers kind of shifted over their shading so that he's hidden a little bit from the receivers? They do their part, and then he just absolutely thumps one down the line.
Dakshinamurti's got his boys screening.
Yeah, it's legal if you don't move your arms too much. The boys can stand wherever they want in the front court, and right now they're just trying to make it so that the Kochi boys cannot see Leah when he's serving. I still like him going for that second set serve, excuse me.
Yeah, me too. He's already done his job, hasn't he? He's up by 2 from the service line. I do worry about Kochi a little bit though, because I'm just sort of watching their offense. They're feeding 4 a little bit because the ball's off the net, but having spoken to their head coach earlier on, he was saying that we run our offense around what the other opposition's block is doing. So you can imagine they won't run the middle very often. They go to the outside because they believe they have a mismatch, but then they get blocked. So they have to do something different surely, because Samir's still quite tall.
Well, Amal tried to kill the ball twice. Chennai did as well. Strange rally that went Kochi's way. Somehow Erin, with his defensive contributions, kept the ball in play. And they were rewarded. Somehow keep the ball in play. Make the opposition hit one more ball. And it will work like it did on that occasion. Samir unable to go through with that spike. Just not high enough, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be too worried about that error because they did a really good job of picking up some defensive plays and continuing the rally. Just need to find ways to finish it. Chennai now on the block, and that is one way. How about Akin?
That is an Akin classic. A monster block from the main man, GS Akin, the hero of the Chennai Blitz. A monstrous block from the mullet man. A great super block that.
The blocking has been spectacular from Chennai. They've just been getting better and better as they've been playing, and this is exactly what their strength is right now.
An SBI super point has been called for by Kochi. Desperate times. 4 set points. They can reduce the deficit by 2. Remember, an SBI super point is worth 2. Here we go. Also set point for Chennai. Here we go. Oh, thought about it. Too late. There is no time in this thriller second ride. Jibin Sebastian was just not in the right position to go for that spike. Akin spotting that weakness, that opportunity, coming up with that block. sealing the deal for Chennai with this SBI Super Point. Chennai go 1-0 up in match number 6. What do you have, Kochi?
Cross-court block 2 times in a row, sealing on the right side, doing the damage here. That's a comfortable victory for Chennai Blitz. What will Kochi have in the second set? You'll have to come back and wait and see. Well, the Chennai Blitz is certainly giving the home fans something to cheer about here with a great opening set victory over the Kochi Blue Spikers. Here are the stats so far. 3 blocks to 1 and 7 successful spikes to 4 really stand out for me.
Yeah, 3 blocks for Chennai. In my mind, it felt like more, maybe because it was back-to-back blocks by Akin there at the end, but that's been one of their go-to strengths so far, and it's been working off.
Well, here we go again. Set 2, and once more I think you can see on the picture that Dejan, the head coach, not so pleased with the defensive work here and the blocking work of his side. Drifting in the block, they slow down the play, but unfortunately it's just been one of those games again for Kochi so far where they just can't string together enough good decisions or touches in a row.
The one thing I've learned or have been reminded of is that playing in this league or competing in this league is a bit like driving a sports car. You cannot take your eyes off. You've got to stay focused at all times because you never know when that momentum shifts. There are no favorites.
I'd say that's any car, not just a sports car. I don't know, but here
Unless-
in India, I've
unless you
seen
have a
some
sense.
It's only
drivers
because
drive.
Manish only drives sports cars.
Oh yeah, he's bougie like that. That's fair. That's fair. No, but you're exactly right, Manish. It's so up and down, and none of these teams really have a good read on any other ones yet because it's so early days, right? Chennai's one of the teams that's played twice. Kochi's only played once, so the scouting report's going to be a little bit thin.
Let's just look at another analogy then. Rapid chess, how about that? You've got to stay focused.
Chess. Chess.
Rapid
You're
chess.
comparing this to chess.
Rapid chess.
Get out of here, Manish. Volleyball versus chess. Okay, in some regards, yes, there's a lot of strategy that goes into it, and all the pieces are pawns. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
And the players have got moves.
Who's the queen?
Which name do you want to hear? Fishing, are you?
Yeah. I know there's a prince. I know there's a... Gotta be a queen.
Well, that block, didn't quite work. The ball landed outside.
Just feel that the middle blockers from Chennai have just got the better of the middle blockers from Kochi and getting across and double stacking it a couple of times. Ravanam has been in the right place but just hasn't managed to seal. He's been tooled off twice already this set.
Leah overdoes it. I'll get Louis Lett to explain to us his arm swing. What went wrong in that arm swing?
Well, I think first of all, this first pass is slightly off the net, so you're always going to lose a little bit of your angles. It's a bit of DIY from Leah here, but he gets up. He gets his arm back, to be fair, but his timing's just not quite there, and the ball's just outside of his hitting window.
How do you like Kochi aiming for the middle, though? Because often you're not going to have a middle blocker passing that first ball, so they're trying to get him out of the offense, perhaps.
I actually think, we saw it against the Torpedoes the other evening, I think the short serve in this league is underused.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
we see it there again. The short serve taking the hitter out of the game with the pass, and he gets the ball back and hammers wide of the mark. It's very, very good work from Uncomforted away.
In case you've just joined us, this is the action from the second set. Chennai winning the first set. 4-3 to Kochi in the second, straight to Leah. Once again, this time he gets it right. Aligns himself better to get the first and the third shot. And parks it right in the heart of the Kochi court.
Evanov with a great choice there to go short again, but it's an A23 super spike from Leah because he gets that pass correct, gets up super high, and he's got that wheelhouse for Samir. He's got such a large area where they can just push that ball into.
Manish, talk us through his arm swing there. I saw you doing a little bit of spiking over there.
No, I had a question for you, Louis. I'll come to that in just a bit after this block. No, it didn't work. So, Leah's swing, you reckon he doesn't give himself, he doesn't hit it as powerful as he can by not letting his right hand go too far back?
Yes and no. It depends on the play, I think, and how much time he has. But keeping that hand neutral and pulling it back will give you the ability to turn the ball both ways a lot easier. If you turn your wrist in the air, it's going to stop you being able to turn the ball easier.
I love that you go to Louis Lett on middle block attacking
Of course.
advice. That's fine.
I
That's
go
fine,
to
Manish. That's totally fine.
spiking, I come to you on blocking. Well-defined roles here.
I think you've just hurt his feelings.
You have.
I go to him on fashion, on food, I come to you on fashion.
Fair.
Why?
He's a fashionable guy.
In this Indian terrain kit, I look phenomenal, don't you?
I think I'm going to Akeem for fashion advice based on his hair.
Don't go to Tuhin. 6-4. Pipe attack! Just the noise of the palm connecting with that volleyball. Ooh! Just pummeled it. Douglas Bueno, the Brazilian, for a RuPay contactless shot.
So this is interesting. RuPay contactless shot, but they've used the middle, they go to the pipe. Chennai might be down here, but their game's coming into place at the right time, even though the score doesn't show it. But all the options are being used, and I think that spells trouble for Kochi.
And again, Samir kind of growing into his setting role here on this team, recognizing when to have the middle hold, and then Kochi does the exact same thing. That strategy, that play is often, 9 times out of 10, going to be a go-to play.
Well, when you swing really hard. It doesn't matter if the blocker connects the ball will invariably land outside.
Yeah, well, the
Like
blockers have one option on the front court each to take. So when the back court option comes, they have to pinch in and all try and help. So that's why hitting position, the back left or the back right from that pipe attack is a good option, because you're going to test the blocker to whether they're quick enough to pinch in and seal.
Just outside that one, Aaron Burgess went for it. I suppose he can at this stage. Not much of a lead really for either teams.
Yeah, he's looking for that end line. He misses it by just a hair. But that, for me, again, we talk about good errors and bad errors in the serve. That's a good one.
Who's been the best server for you in this league so far? Setu, or can you think of another name? Think of that while we look at what Kochi's done. They have decided to review it. Surprise, surprise.
Well, he wants the double, he wants the double point, doesn't he?
I liked the look of Ahmed yesterday. He had those two super serves back to back.
I'm a Setu guy.
Now that Rahul's out of the picture.
Not yet, completely. Expect him to come back. Rahul, if you're watching.
Well, that's missed by many a mile, by the way.
Yeah, an interesting challenge. They must not have got a good view on it.
Had to be. Remember, you get a total of 2 reviews, and if both of them are successful, you get the third one as well. So that's not happening in Kochi's case. Wasted review, I think.
Yeah, I think the idea was, as Willie mentioned, if that was even close to the line, that's worth 2. However, it wasn't, so not even worth looking at it for me.
Leah set to serve. Straight to Erin. Boom! Chennai has somehow managed to keep that ball in play. Smart move, he loves it. The move and the celebration working well in sync. Vasant Lad. Well done by that lad here. 8-6 to Kochi as we head into another cool technical time on the stadium.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Here is a look at the top 5 servers of the league. Setu there from the Torpedoes in the very #1 spots. You got Shubham Chaudhary right next to him. Ashwal Rai representing the middle blockers. Love that. Nanda and Ton Hepstenstall rounding it out. So you got 2 Bengaluru Torpedoes players in the top 5. Does that surprise you at all, Louis? I know your answer.
Let's say hello to Setu first. He's on the Malayalam commentary. Serving there as well, serving some delightful pieces of wisdom on how well he serves and how does he do that so effortlessly. Setu, super server.
It's a good bit of middle work from Chennai, it really is, to get us back underway. And I've got to still say, I think they're playing the better volleyball at the moment. They're 1 down, but the last side out from Kochi, the pass was a little bit right. They had to build through the rally. They had to get a little bit of a sneaky tool, where it's looking quite clean from Chennai at the moment. And there you go.
I suppose some credit to Dakshinamurthy as well. Very often I think the coach's personality rubs off on the team. If the coach is hyper, it shows on court between the players as well.
Yeah, Dakshinamurthy, a lovely guy, gave us a lot of insight there before the match.
There he is, Coach Sethu from the Bengaluru Torpedoes on Malayalam commentary. A broadcast of this great league going out in 5 languages on the Sony Sports Network as well as in English on Volleyball World, our international streaming partners. A double block! A delightful double block! When Chennai block well, you know who's at the heart of it. Is that man with the mullet? Their main man, it's GS Akin.
The main mallet man. And just pretty much a one-armed block. And when you're that big and that athletic, he's kind of trying to cover a lot of ground. Normally you'll have coaches say, just go straight over, cover your bib. He's saying, no, I'm taking my part. I'm also going to take a little bit away from the right side as well.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I also think it's getting a bit predictable from Kochi at the moment. Getting 2 across. No splits, no seams. Let's see where this one goes. But they're serving, for me, it's very good tactics to try and stop the ball getting to Kroll. And again, we've hardly seen Jan Kroll this evening. And I really don't know why.
What? An action replay. The block will come again. This is a shock and awe, block and awe from the Chennai Blitz. Courtesy that man, GS Akin. It's a one-man ball for now. But he can have Philip alongside him, but he's the man who's doing the key work there.
Akin has been dominant at the net. And again, it's starting with tough serving. Kochi now having to ask for an SBI super point to try to level the playing field at 10s. But this is a tough call on a big serve and a really tough wall that Kochi's having trouble getting around.
God said, well done. Beautifully done by Abhinav.
They really needed that because they've been feeding the outside way too much. And that means when they do go to the middle, there's a bit of space open for Abhinav. And he's got that turn back, the cut back, beautiful. We've seen that before.
There are 2 options there, Jitin, the setter. Either set it to Abhinav or enable a pipe attack from Erini. Went with Abhinav. It worked. Oh, where did that land? Just outside. Saw no reaction from the linesman.
Well, this could be the one they have to challenge. Manny, surely.
Way out.
Yeah, and they just lost that challenge a few moments ago on a ball that went out, so he's got to be pretty wary with his reviews. Coach of coaching.
Service error from Douglas Bueno. Now, these are the kind of freebies that Chennai will want to stay away from. Not just now, but in the tournament as well, because as the tournament progresses, teams find their groove. They will punish Chennai.
Looks a bit frustrated. If I was Kochi, I'd chuck in this next serve as well.
Douglas, you mean?
Absolutely.
And Douglas also has been up and down in the reception, so I completely agree with you, Louis. Target him, force him to respond after making that error. Instead, they send the ball out the back.
Yeah. You know, this is where we differ. I like a little bit more control of my jump serve than that, but if I was down there, I would want aggressive intentions all the time and trying to win, because I think if you're going to win this league, you've got to go out firing. Although you say that, and we said this the other day, that Dakshinamurti won this league with Ahmedabad serving consistently and serving without making errors. So there you go.
A middle blocker in Akin goes off, and in comes an attacker, Himanshu Tyagi.
A straight serving substitution. This worked out for them, didn't it? I remember them doing this in the last match as well.
It did, but the service substitution for me is one of the most nerve-wracking parts to play in a game. To come off the bench, you've cooled down, you have all the spotlight on you for that one action, and but we know that Dakshinamurti is a chess player himself.
He's a gambling man as well.
I don't know. He doesn't give much away, does he?
Cool as a cucumber.
Sort of got that look that I have not very often. Giving everything away all the time.
12 apiece in the second. Can Kochi take this one away? Stir the pot a little bit in this match number 9. Chennai clearly have been the better side. Now Kochi offering freebie after freebie to the home team.
I would say that in one breath, but they've also had 2 or 3 serves. 2 out of the 3 serves have missed by a whisker, haven't they? Like, that's very close to being a game-changing moment of the match and in winning the Game Changer award. So, like, it's sort of like, take your pick.
I see your point. I like those matrix moves, though, by Douglas. He's not even touching that with a 10-foot pole. He's saying, that's going out. I'm not getting aced on this.
Not a bad serve. Straight to her in. Shot set. The libero keeps in play. The man pink. For a pipe attack. Oh, beautifully done. Excellent rally defensively for both teams. Here comes a pipe attack from the back of the 3-meter line. And Chennai at the point. No pancake.
Ratish is doing some work over there for Kochi. He had a couple of great ups. I'm worried about what that last point was. Was it a net touch violation? That's a great up by Ratish, even though they don't get the point.
Got to say, Joe also on the tip cover. He's playing on the outside, but he's almost playing that ball from position 1 with the 2-man block. He's covering really nicely in transition. Douglas goes with the tip, and he couldn't put the ball away, but he does enough to maintain the advantage and build through.
2 set points for Chennai to go 2-0 up. Puts the ball in play. Good first step. Here comes Erin Verghese. Chance now for Chennai to close it. A touch. Well, Kochi running helter-skelter. The libero gives Chennai another chance. Here they come. Still not over. They will try again. And again. And again. Chennai, Chennai, Chennai. Blitzing away to a 2-0 lead. What an incredible rally. Very symbolic of what this league is all about. You blink, you miss a lot. 15-12 to the Chennai Blitz in set 2. What a rally. Play of the day, I suppose.
I think Dakshinamurti's got this tactically bang on at the moment. The line block with Joe on a tip cover. He's giving all the sharp angles to Kochi, and they can't hit them through that rally. It's 2-0 now to Chennai Blitz. They lead the Kochi Blue Spikers. It's time for us to take a very short break. Well, welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, where the host Chennai Blitz have gone 2-0 up against the Kochi Blue Spikers in what was a phenomenal second set from them. 13 spikes to 9, and then look at the blocks and the unforced errors, everything going Chennai's way here.
Yeah, I can't help but not look at the blocks again. I think that Chennai is doing such a good job with that strong serve, making it really tough for Kochi's attackers to get past Akin when he's in the front court.
I really like the way that Dakshinamurti, he's gone on a line block, and if you have a look at the cover, and it's Akin again. I'm just about to talk about how they're making Kochi try and hit the sharp angles, and the Kochi spikers on that left-hand side haven't got it. You have a look at John and the outside spiker here. It's not just about Akin, but the cover is very much on the inside. They're giving the sharp angles, and there's nowhere Kochi can go.
And Akin just has it so simple there. He barely makes a couple of steps. You see him take his arms down because as soon as that ball's off the net, he knows it's going to the pins.
4 blocks for GS Akin so far. Just think Kochi Blue Spikers have run out of creative steam. Seems to have given up. It's evident in their body language as well. And it's only a few Chennai errors once in a while that are giving Kochi the points. Just not enough conviction from Kochi. After the first half of the first set, that's where they look really good. But the moment Chennai pressed the reset button, Kochi sort of ran out of ideas.
But also, I'm going to go into bat here for Yang Kroll as well, because he's hardly been set a ball all game, and now he's been pulled. He's been benched. And again, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. They're a bit predictable with their play, Kochi, at times, and they're getting blocked out because of it.
Everyone now joining into the act for Chennai. I think it was the Brazilian here that did the job for Chennai on that occasion. 2-1 it is in the third. Can they make it a straight sets win? There's one, an 8-3 super spike.
For me, that one-handed set is exactly story of the match for Chennai as well. They have a setter that's able to put the ball where he wants it, even in difficult situations. That ball's pretty tight. He still goes up one-handed and puts it on a platter.
And still manages to change direction, because it looked like he was going forward, and then it was with the back of the hand to flip it to the reverse. Very talented young man, this Samir. I know that we spoke about him at the start of the season, thought that he didn't have a good game against Ahmedabad. There's things that he has to improve, but I think that comes with some experience as well.
Kochi, just the one review left for them, and they're going all in now. Wonder what they're claiming.
I think they might have something here. Did Douglas touch the net with that swing as he followed through? That's what I'm looking at there.
Tough to say from that angle.
Could be. That could certainly be a touch by Douglas. I'm not sure it's going to be decisive enough to change. Oh, indeed it is. Successful review. Point goes back to Kochi. That is a good call at a good time by Kochi, because they cannot allow Chennai to be any further ahead than they already are, especially those points that they should have earned.
They need every little bit of luck and love that they can get, I think. Kochi at the moment. Said Dakshinamurti just seems to tactically... Oh, he's got the cheese out.
Yellow card. Is that the first time we've seen a yellow card this season?
Yeah. Or is it for the coach?
I have questions, just like you do, Louis.
I do have questions. Main thing is, what you don't need is the red wine to go with the cheese.
Dejan Vulicevic has been given a yellow card. Tori hates the color of that card too. Samir. Once again. Samir. This time, a bit of variety for Douglas. Again, where did that ball land? Just inside. For Kochi to up their energy a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay. I think this is such a variable play that Dakshinamurti's set up to take the line all night, and because it's so variable with transition, he doesn't quite seal there, Douglas. But he does get past Aman. But in those structured plays off the serves, you can see that Dakshinamurti does have this team very organised.
I think that's what Dejan is so upset about. Those simple serves looking really clean for Chennai when they have opportunities to swing. Well, that one potentially going out. The call's gone Chennai's way for a net touch. Another free point for the boys in yellow.
Yeah, that one's gone off of Ahmedabad, I think, on the way through. Akin, have a look at that from Akin. He's a real leader of the team, isn't he? He gets them all in. He's saying we need to keep pushing now because there is something when you go 2-0. We saw it from Mumbai yesterday, that you can easily step away in these situations, and you really psychologically have to keep pushing yourself to get to the finish line.
Beautifully done. But spoke too soon. I think that landed outside for Jimmy Sebastian. Now, what Akin's done tonight on court, even when Kochi got off to a flyer at the start of the first set, he's giving the other captains a captaincy masterclass.
I agree. He's really, really leading. Just coming back to what we said previously, they're giving that swing to Kochi by having that left side blocker so inside, and it's technically such a tough swing to hit that they're saying, you know what, if you hit it, you can have it. But actually what we're going to make you do is have to do a lot of things in a row well to have that swing.
And if you can get around the inside arm of Akin meanwhile, so yeah, that's all yours if you can.
Is Akin doing well because he's a good captain, or is he a good captain because he's doing well? It's a chicken and egg question, isn't it?
A little bit of both. I think he was great last year, even though Chennai wasn't a fantastically performing team. He was still kind of holding his head up and leading by example.
Yeah, I love him, and I also think, show me a team in the league that he doesn't get into. I think he gets in every team.
They block, but that goes long. Akin was a part of that one. That's a rare error off the block. Can't blame him too much because that spike came in with a fair bit of speed, power.
For me, that was a little bit too that wing. Akin's really good at going low and tight over the net, but on this occasion, he gets a little bit confident and he's kind of going backwards then forwards, but if he would have gone straight over to begin with, he would have been ready and waiting for the ball rather than trying to play catch-up.
I quite like the GS Akin template of captaincy. Because the team feeds off the energy that you exude, and maybe someone like a Ranjit can take a leaf out of that book for his team as well.
Yeah, the way that I say it, you're either a radiator or you're a drain. You either radiate situations or you drain them. And what we see from Akin is that he's always radiating something to everybody else. And you see some people, not so much in this league because it's short and it's ferocious, but you see that there are drains of teammates and people that can suck the life out of you on court.
Yeah, well, I think Akin is the epicenter, really, of all the activity that Chennai do. And he's able to, just his personality, his vibe, he's able to pull Chennai out of tricky spots like he did tonight during the first set.
I'm going to just add there that he is a middle blocker, and sometimes captains will be setters who get a lot of touches, outsides who get a lot of opportunity to swing, but as a middle blocker, to insert yourself into the game points-wise and energy-wise sometimes takes a little extra. Like we haven't heard much from Leia today, but he's still got good energy.
Finally, that youngster gets it right. Gets a pat on the back and a hug from his teammates, and then thumbs up with a smile. He's tried a couple of times from that angle there.
You're completely right about finding he gets it right, but I also can't think of him doing too much wrong either, which is sort of underpinning this Chennai performance. Defensively, he's been pretty disciplined. Dakshinamurti's actually got this team playing some really good block defense, linking it with the serve that he spoke to, and it's a bit of a team performance this, and again, they're one down, but I still feel like they're in control.
It was Joel Benjamin on that previous occasion with that well-directed spike that gave Chennai a point, but it's 7-5 for Kochi after that service error. The other captain that really exudes a very pleasant vibe, does the job with the Sami Appagu. Man in control.
I've seen him lose his cool a little bit.
Rarely, I think.
He punted the ball recently.
Mastermind Muthusami Appavu of the Ahmedabad defenders. For now though, it's Chennai all the way. This is the action from the third set. No position to hit it hard. Oh. Too much of palm on that.
Yeah, that's not going to make the highlight reel from either team, I don't think. Lots of errors, lots of tough touches. The ball sails out the back, it's time for a ball called technical timeout. Don't go anywhere, because this game is just heating up.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. And again, my favorite topic, blocking. Akin has just sprinted to the headlines with the last few blocks of his. What a performance so far today. He's got 7 now. He's got Man behind him, Aponza as well. Ilya Buru, he was at number 6 before this match, and now he's up there at the top. And speaking of someone at the top, our boy Blobby, the Nippon Paint mascot, who we love dearly already.
Oh, he's my guy, but every time I see Man's name flash up on the screen, I just think of you. Why is that, Manish? Why am I thinking of you?
Let's keep that for later tonight. At dinner, we need something to talk about other than just volleyball.
The man gets me every time from you. That's a good swing. I think the block can get over quicker there, Keith. Gone high, thinking he's going to go on hands, and then gone low.
Yeah, and there were 3 blockers up, so especially when there are 3 blockers, you have to be even more disciplined in getting hip to hip and going low and tight over. Otherwise, you're just creating space for the attacker.
Not quite going to plan this for Chennai, is it?
You know, Chennai, I'm sure they watched the game last night. You win 2 sets, job's not done.
That's a good point. Chennai as well know better than anyone what it's like having kind of up and down performances, but we have seen some comebacks. Kochi, in fact, were the comeback kids in their last match.
While they ended up losing that game against the Calicut Heroes. Oh, a super serve! An Indian Oil super serve! That was a rocket! That wasn't even touched. Just whisked past, landing in the sweet spot from Erin. Over the head of the libero. Boom!
And that was the one that just missed in the last set, right? So he's kept going for that same spot, kept trying to hit it hard and well, and he's been paid out this time for it.
A point lead then. Bit of luck. Tortured away, double block! Yes! Leandro Jose all the way from Colombia. Absolutely clutch play from Colombian Leandro Jose.
Well, I mentioned earlier, I thought he was a little bit quiet, but what I like what they've done here, look at him, he's on the outside. He's a middle blocker, and he's swapped with Samir because he knows he's the bigger of the 2. So he's going basically, I am commit blocking with Aman on the outside, and it is a perfect strategy.
But again, you're completely right. Dakshin and Morton knows that they're just going to try and hammer the line. And that's all they've done the whole game, is try and hammer the line, and they've not done anything differently. And again, it's the same story, and Chennai are getting their way back into this, because I just don't think Kochi have got enough variation, let's say, in their offense of making good decisions. Really, the last 2 plays for me haven't been the smartest of moves.
That's the last place you want to swing hard. I talk about Pankaj doing this really well when he's undersized, he's got a double block on him, he aims literally into the skylights. That's what you got to do on someone like Akin. You cannot try to go right next to the net.
Off the swipe, lands outside. That shot from Erin Verghese. It's a bit of a lonely battle for Erin Burgess. Isn't getting enough support from the other attackers in this lineup. Goes past to block that. Had Akin now. Deserves the compliment. Akin and Douglas Buemo, the Brazilian, in that double block. A 4-point lead for Kochi. Kochi can't call for an SBI super point, but Chennai can. And they have. Because they trail by 4. They can reduce the deficit by 2, because that's what an SBI super point is worth, 2 points. Kochi with the serve. Samir sets it. Oh no, he doesn't! That's a delightful dumpling! And second made from Samir! Wow!
Samir, you absolute beast! He pulled out a few attack points in the last match and he just calls his own number. He's got Akin pulling the block. He's got players all over running that offense and he just takes it for himself. That is money.
Is that Samir or is that Ukra Pandian wearing Samir's face mask?
I'm going to say that's better than Ukra's because it's a lot more aggressive. A lot more aggressive with that second touch.
Huge compliment. While Kochi, meanwhile, continue to keep going up and up. Who started off really well in the first set, then went quiet in the second. Takes a quick look at himself on the big screen here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium. Beautifully done.
Interesting. As Chennai are down, you're looking at their body language. You wouldn't know it. If you didn't have the score on your screen, I'd still think Chennai was in the lead.
Yeah, different to what we saw from Mumbai yesterday, wasn't it? And again, still the offense is still trying to flourish. Kochi is still a little bit too one-dimensional, I feel, and Chennai is still running the ball around. We saw the second ball attack, the pipe, we've seen the middle, then they can go to the outsides, and I think this is smart from actually Morley because I don't think they're the strongest team on the outsides, Chennai. So they know that they haven't got those out of rhythm and out of system options, and they have to run all these different plays to try and score.
And they're loving that pipe right behind the quick one that's called. Another point goes Chennai's way. Kochi reaching into the no man's zone. So again, pressure from the serve, and that's why that's illegal. The setter is backcourt of Kochi. He cannot form an offense of himself. Unlike Samir, who just attacked, he was front court when he did it. The reason that's illegal is because he tries to set it and he goes straight into Akin. Technically, that's an attack. Cannot do it from the front court. Well, here's a look at the Indian Oil MVP criteria. It's going to be selected by a panel of experts based on performance. The table is going to be updated at the end of every match. I'm liking Akin maybe as a look at an MVP nod. Meanwhile, if you're looking for some stats, you know where to get them. Head over to volleyballworld.com. They are our international streaming partner.
And I hope that anyone watching on Volleyball World will see what we're seeing, and that's Indian volleyball going in one direction, and that's to the moon here. It's impressive, it's developing all the time, and well, Chennai have got themselves back in this set.
Akin will get a chance again. Joel Sebastian, the number 5. Once again, he's a continually improving story for the Chennai Blitz.
Watch the first phase, hopefully we get to see it again. The cover, he was all the way over at position 2, and then he had to shift back outside, and it just shows Dakshinamurti's asking a lot, but he's got the perfect read on the opposition today. Everything to the line, anything that's a tip, John's going to come around the other way, and happy days.
This is elite level strategy. You talked about it, Louis, about people on Volleyball World have a chance to watch any level, any league. Italy, the best in the world. This is comparable.
Set point for the Kochi Blue Spikers. The libero unable to recycle that ball. Came straight at that man in pink drama. And his chest. Body go really for him. Really powerful spike, that one. From Jibin Sebastian.
I can't remember Kochi using the right side more than once in this whole set.
That's a good point. Well, they've tried to use it, but Akin's just shut it right down.
True. The set's not quite getting out there, but they are really pin heavy to 4. And that might win them this set. It might get them the odd win, but it won't win them a championship, in my opinion. Well, you see the defenders, and the reason why they're going so well is because they spread the offense out. They have, Meteors have me pulling the strings as we have a look at the tournament format. Single round at Robin, and then we go to the Super Fives. Every match has changed this year. It's the first team to 3 sets. We don't need to play all 5 sets. If the set is tied at 14, or you have to win by 2 clear. We've seen a couple of humdingers, as Manish would say, already with the new format.
And there's your boy, Blobby, our Nippon Paint mascot. He is always here. He has season tickets and probably the best seats.
He's also the only person in this stadium with a bigger head than me.
Dead point. Chennai. Kochi once again. Can they take this to 4? Not yet! Not yet! Scores level! What an incredible block that is! Chennai believe! Can Chennai prevail? That's how you block. Spicy. Venomous spike.
He's also getting fed to the Lions here. The ball's inside, there's no line. The block's really lined up. This could be a great shot to see it. That ball has got nowhere near enough width on it. So it's playing, you're feeding it to the Lions there. It's probably 2 or 3 meters inside where it has to be.
Well, maybe that's the problem for Kochi. Maybe the setter is not comfortable setting that right side, because every time he's tried to do it, the ball's dying inside. The blockers have the advantage, and they're proving it every single time. So maybe that's something they need to work on in training.
A gap of 2 needed now, since the score is 14 apiece. This is the 3rd set. Chennai will want to finish it now. They have match point with that monster double block. That's a double delight for the fellows in yellow. Playing at home, they are dominating in how. A great super block. Wow.
Great blocking, but poor passing. Too predictable. Leah goes out early. They know the ball's going to the line. Kochi have hardly hit the cross court on the left side all night. It's pretty predictable. They're happy to give the one-on-one on the right side, which is smart from Dakshinamurti. And when they do give the one-on-one on the right side, they're diving in the angle.
Raman Kumar to serve with Chennai on match point. Here we go. Good serve. Keeps it in play. Chennai. Block on the line. Chennai win. Consecutive wins for the Chennai Blitz at home. Yellow fever grips the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. They go level on points with the Ahmedabad defenders. Is it going to be a yellow goal story for the team from Chennai? It's the captain GS Akin that showed them the way, that told them how it's done. And they told the other 7 teams, watch out, here we come.
Blocking. What a strategy from Dakshinamurti. He talked to us before the match about tough serving, and that in turn creating a lot of pressure for Kochi to try and get past the likes of Leah and Akin, who were on top form tonight. Man, the boys in yellow are going to be feeling really good about this one.
They certainly are. Tactically, they were bang on the money, and they're improving every game. Again, you can't set to the pin 90% of the match and expect to win, in my eyes. This evening, Kochi were too reliant. It's a great block. It's just in. But for me, Kochi a bit too predictable. And in turn, Chennai saw that. They lined up for it. And it was a smart play from Dakshinamurti. He's won this league with Ahmedabad for a reason. He can set teams up to win games.
Well, Chennai beat Hyderabad recently, but that was not the Hyderabad we saw. Now, Kochi are struggling with the same problems of not having that outlet on the outside. A 3-0 win. We're going to take a short break, come back.